Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the main event. You're here with me, Daniel.
And Aaron.
And Nathan. How are you?
I'm kind of concerned while we're singing.
Yeah, well, you didn't join in, so can you sing now?
I don't sing yet.
Can you give us a little tune? Come on. It's Champions League karaoke. What are you singing for, Nathan?
No.
So boring. Aaron, what are you singing for us?
Probably just sweet nothings about my team.
Come on, then.
Okay.
Come on, you bored. Come on, Dandelion.
I need to remember who's on my team. Well,
I'll get your list. Don't worry. If this is happening, I'm getting the list.
Oh, yeah, but let's go. Oh, that's bright, isn't it? My life is struggling, yeah.
I've got it.
Anyway.
It's all good. I'll come up with a song by the end.
Yeah, we want you to sing a song by the end. Okay, Aaron?
Sounds good. Yep.
Let's be hot in the comments tonight, because we had a few last night. We didn't get a chance to go through them all, but I think it was quite busy last night. Tonight, I feel like nothing was that exciting. Hello, Lunatic. Oh, yeah. I hope you're feeling better. A lunatic fell off his bike or got run over off his bike or something. There was an accident with his bike. So I hope you feel better. Hope you're not too painful. Oh, yes, we've had all these through. Thank you for posting this, Matt. Aaron, leave that up there anyway. Unless there's any other comments. Whoa.
All right.
So, hopefully a good night for everyone involved. Yeah. Hello, Abdul. Late one for you. Death, taxes, Haaland goals, and Pep's silly roulette. Yes, I mean, we all know about Pep roulette. I think the substitution roulette wasn't really helpful. Lots of players coming off early. So moving into this game week, what subs did you make? Aaron, we'll start with you.
So Alphonso Davies came off and on came Kostic, and that was it. So I had De Bruyne and Ferland Mendy on my bench.
Good choices. Good choices to make. Nathan?
I made 3 subs. I took out Reinildo, Musiala and Davies and brought in Kostic, Valverde and Okafor.
2 of them paid off. Yep. Mixed for me. So I had my dilemma, didn't I? So I don't know how my subs really fared. I took off Reinildo. I think he got 3 points, and Mendy ended up getting 2. Just lost a point there. I took off Tavares, who got 2. Put in Nkunku, who I don't know. He's got 7 or 8. He's been 7 all night. As the game updated, it's showing 8, but we know what these ball recoveries are like. So hopefully it is 8. And then the last choice was Mbappe or Vinicius Jr. And people are calling me crazy pretty much all day for suggesting that I go without Kylian Mbappe. And I kind of wish I had. I wish I went with my gut, went with Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. is on 8 at the minute. Mbappe with the same amount of points as he had shots tonight. So not wonderful, that one. Is what it is. But we'll come on to how our teams fared overall, because obviously we do have other players playing. Let's jump into early fixtures. So we'll go with Leipzig winning 3-1 over Celtic. Golaski doing in his ACL. So if you had him anyway, why would you have him? You don't want him anymore. Nkunku getting 1 disallowed for offside, getting my hopes up just before I kicked off for football. And then I think when I'd finished, I'd seen that he had actually scored, so that was really nice. But Andre Silva, man of the moment, 2 goals, still not really an option for me. Did any of you watch this one? Like I said, I was playing football for the early kickoffs anyway. And we got a chance.
I didn't watch it.
I watched the first half, and it was a pretty boring match, to be honest.
Yeah,
pretty slow.
Furuhashi and Jota combining again what a shock. I mean, if you were ever, I think we've said from day dot, if you're ever going to go for any Celtic asset, it has to be one of those two. We've said on pretty much every podcast and left it there. One gets the goal, one gets the assist. I say, well, is what it is. They might be all right for next week, actually, because they're at home.
Joe Hart, absolute howler.
But yeah, I don't think anything major happened. I don't think Andre Silva's still an option. He's very hit and miss in the league anyway. It's proper points chasing. I know we joked about it last night, but it really is points chasing if you're going after him. And he might score again. But yeah, Jota for Abdul. Well done, mate. Well done to anyone that had a nice punty pick from this game because they came off. I mean, there are so many players that have banged this week. It's sort of like flashes of match day one again. Salzburg versus... Who the hell are they playing? Zagreb.
Zagreb, yeah.
Again, I'm just trying to fly through these because I don't think people have players from them. I had Cohn on the bench, who I think got 7 points. Did anyone have any players from this game?
I had Okafor.
Did you? So, oh yeah, so you did. So 7 points. How are you feeling about? You going to get 7 or 6? 7?
8, I think.
8. Yeah, you got a clean sheet.
Yeah. Well, it was better than me. Obviously, I had Musiala who only had a 4, and I was in the dilemma of is he going to outscore him, and just went with it in the end, and it luckily paid off.
Great shout, mate. Sorry, I don't know if I asked. I'm very tired. Did anyone have any Leipzig players or Celtic players?
No.
I wouldn't touch Celtic players with a barge ball.
I know you wouldn't. I don't think many people have. Yeah, Aaron, I just didn't know if you might have went with Nkunku on a limitless, with them being 9 million. It's kind of limitless prices. So yeah, I didn't think there was too much to say. Obviously, Zagreb sort of fall at the hurdle there. Salzburg, if you've got their goalkeeper for the next game, I think he's good for that as well. But other than, I think there was Okafor and lots of people had Sesko, which I think is a lovely punt. Not one that I'd personally go for because he's just inconsistent. And Salzburg are one of those teams where they've kind of got a lot of scorers without one person constantly being on the money for them. So well done if you did have Okafor for his 8 point. I think loads of players got 8 points this week. Absolutely loads. So as long as you've probably been listening to these podcasts, maybe Mindless Spaces, if you're reading Nick at FPL Rossoneri's differentials, I think if you're looking at some of Zay's stuff, try to think if maybe left anyone off, but like if you're looking
FPL Austria.
Yeah, does Austria? Yeah, Austria does picks still, doesn't he? I know that I was looking at him for like the team news and stuff. Is really
injuries,
the injuries, sort of those sorts of things. But if you've been paying attention to any content creators, I think you are going to have an 80+ score this week because everyone that we've talked about is just banned basically, or at least one of a number of them. But even we're talking about Napoli last week, we're like, oh. Well, you could get Anguissa and Kvaratskhelia, and they got 18 points between them for combined like 10 million or something stupid, 11 million.
Yeah, Napoli players, and I was kind of gutted by it.
Yeah, they look juicy again for the next fixture. Yeah. Just be playing at home as well. It's going to be very difficult to ignore those players. I think some of the players will be a little easier for some teams because I think with big teams it kind of changes between playing home and away. Like I think Real Madrid will do better away from home against Shakhtar. I think Shakhtar have kind of got to come out and play a little bit more. Whereas away at the Bernabeu, you can sort of sit there. Whereas, Celtic at home will be a much more difficult proposition for Leipzig than away.
Yeah.
So, those sorts of things to think about. Is there any games that you want to talk about first? Any?
I watched the Man City game and I had the Chelsea game on kind of in the background as well. So
nice, boring having the English games on there, Nathan.
Yeah, I really wasn't branching out the night.
I just watched the goal show, to be honest. So I can't really speak too much about it. Can you talk about how bad the player of the match selection is? Yes, we absolutely can. I'm waiting for my laptop to not be rubbish so that it can actually come on. I can see everything. Matt's got them. Should we actually just go through all the player of the matches and sort of a laugh?
Let's do it.
So the Seavold thing, I imagine that's fine. Like, you've kept a clean sheet. There's only been one scorer, and what was it a pen? That Salzburg goal.
Yeah, Okafor's goal was a pen.
Yeah, like there's nothing controversial about that. Andre Silva, 2 goals. I think that's absolutely normal. Rhys James, goal, assist, clean sheet, perfectly normal. Although from what I saw, Ben Chilwell was absolutely ridiculous tonight. He was so good. Rodrigo, 2-1. I think he deserved it. From what I've seen of the game, he looks clinical, looked good, got a goal, got an assist, created another couple of good chances. So at the minute, I don't think those ones are bad. Matt T, do you have the other ones? Yes, you do. Man City versus Copenhagen. So, Nathan, you watch this game. Jack Grealish getting player of the match. Did he get a return?
I think he might have got an assist somewhere. I can't remember. But he did run. He wasn't very good in the game, to be fair. But it's an easy game to be very good in because they were in control from kickoff. But a lot of the play went through Grealish. He was unlucky not to get a goal, really. So, I sat and even thought he's man of the match to me.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
So obviously the goal
I would
scorer.
thought Mahrez.
Did Mahrez get a goal? Mahrez got a goal and assist, did he?
Goal from the pen, yeah.
And the assist as well.
Yeah.
For forgot who scored the 4th.
Alvarez.
Julian Alvarez.
Julian.
Haaland got 2 from 8 touches. The second one, it was good movement or whatever. I think for playing 45 minutes, I'm not surprised to see him not get it.
Yeah.
Maybe Gomez. Gomez could have been with a shout. Did he end up getting just the 1 assist?
Possibly.
I think I saw that he had 8 points.
Possibly because the goal was an own goal.
Yeah, the goal wasn't. That shouldn't have been an assist for him, by the way, because he smashed it off one defender, then smashed it off another, and then went in.
Rebounded twice.
So I don't think that should be his assist, personally. Not to take points away from people that are back to 4 million defender. Like, good for you. I hope he keeps the points. Like, genuinely. Like, for taking the punt on that, you deserve them. I just objectively don't think that they should be there for his assist.
I think watching the game, I do think Grealish deserved man of the match. Like I said, a lot of the play went through him. And he was very unfortunate. A couple of times he was on the edge of the box. He got a volley that just went wide. Probably could have scored at least a couple of the night.
Gomez on 10. I think it's perfectly fine that a player of the match is not determined by a player getting a return. I also agree with that. I completely agree. Like, we all... I think it is tough sometimes when you win 5-0 and it doesn't go to someone that got something.
Mm-hmm.
But I totally get it. Like, I don't think that it should be determined by that. I think what we've found sometimes, though, is that sometimes players will get it just because they're a bit of a popular pick or because the guy thinks he's being clever. Like, when Kevin De Bruyne gets one sometimes, you're just thinking, no. You got an assist, and it was a great assist, and you do a lot during the game, but there've been some outstanding players, but you've got to... When Kante gets them sometimes... Like, obviously he deserves them a lot, but there have been occasions where I've thought, you just didn't know who to pick, yeah? And you know that no one can have a go at you for picking Kante. But that's good that you watched the game and you thought that Jack Grealish could be player of the match. So I didn't watch the game. I can have absolutely zero opinion on who should have been player of the match. So I'm happy to go with you on that one, Nathan. Jude Bellingham is absolutely ridiculous.
He was captain tonight as well.
He was captain because Rice is obviously still injured, and he is their captain. I was asked today about, is Jude Bellingham their captain? I said no, vice, because Rice is injured.
Yeah,
but he deserves to be. He plays as their best player, arguably, but he does the defensive work, the offensive work. He's got quality in and around the box, but he also has that like steel. He's got that bite in his tackles. He really reminds me of a Steven Gerrard kind of player. Like, that's
19. He's incredible.
He's out of this world, and it's nice to see a manager know how to use him. Unlike, not to bring it back to this, but like unlike Gareth Southgate, where you just think, what are you doing with this lad? Like, he's clearly quality.
Yeah.
We obviously like Sevilla are a bit rubbish, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Well, the manager might be leaving apparently.
You'd imagine that they would do with how bad.
He's top of the list for Wolves. I hope they know he's not Portuguese.
I thought the sporting manager was.
No, it was on Sky. It was on Sky earlier today. I've just seen it before. Julian Lopetegui's the preferred favourite for Wolves.
Either way, we're not going to talk about Wolverhampton Wanderers on a Champions League podcast.
It could give them the up if they get a new manager in. It could change, but they'll be out of the Champions League by then.
Di Maria, I think he got 3 assists.
Deserved.
Yeah,
but I think for Paris Saint-Germain, I think Messi was at the center of everything. So it's quite. I think this is one of them picks where I didn't see Verratti really do anything, but again, I watched the goal show as well. So
I didn't see the game. All I seen was Messi's goal and thought that's just beautiful.
On the goal show, I did see most of the stuff. I actually saw that Verratti was involved, breaking up play, playing it through. It's just obviously a disappointing night in general for PSG from their point of view. But I think as everyone said, Benfica aren't a soft touch. They're a really good team. Would you guys swap Levitt to Haaland for next match day or stick with the Polish lad? We get team news for Man City. If he starts, just play him. And you can see what you can do in half a game. It literally just doesn't matter. You take his 9 points. Yeah. Mbappe and Lewandowski, do we retain either or both for match day 4? I think they will both do better because they're both playing at home.
Yeah.
And if you're on a limitless like myself, you've got a decision to make between them two. I think you've also got a decision to make for Haaland. If Haaland doesn't play, that is going to be magic. Absolutely magic. Because then it's
Benzema.
Pardon?
My question is Benzema. I don't know whether to keep him or not.
Benzema's first name on my limitless wildcard.
All right.
Away from home to Shakhtar is much more his game.
Okay.
I think he's going to have more space. But last season, Real Madrid beat Shakhtar 2-1 at home. And they beat them 3... They smashed them away, basically.
Didn't they score 6 away and they lost at home to them?
Nah, that was Sheriff.
Was it Sheriff?
They lost 2-1 at home to Sheriff. I don't know if that was last year.
It was the year before they lost to Shakhtar.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The year before they lost 3-2 or something away. They were 3-0 down.
Yeah, it was in the first game.
And then Benzema came off the bench and magically they scored a couple of goals. I don't think he got them. I think Valverde got one actually. Again, this is years ago, so it's hard to remember.
Valverde in mind then.
It's like, where's it coming from? Yeah, Benzema, I think will be great. I think Vinicius Junior will be even better. If Haaland can be benched, that would be absolutely glorious.
I think he will be because it's the Liverpool game the week after.
Yeah.
So it's my thought is do I transfer out Haaland and then just bring him back in, or what to do?
Yeah, I think Lewandowski at home to Inter, and I think Benzema away to Shakhtar are the 2 premium forwards to have probably. Again, it just depends. Didn't Shakhtar do the double over Real Madrid 2 seasons back? Yeah, it was a couple of seasons ago. I don't know if they did the double over them. They definitely beat them at Real Madrid. And that was when Real Madrid weren't even playing in the stadium. They played at the training ground thing. And again, they didn't have Benzema on the pitch in the first half. They were losing 3-0. They brought him on. I think I'm sure they ended up losing 3-2. I think that was it.
In the second half, yeah.
And I'm sure that was the night that Man City played Porto and Luis Diaz scored for Porto. Man City won 3-1 or something like that. I'm sure that was the early kickoff double up or something.
My guy knows ball. That ball.
Or maybe I think the Man City game was on after. I think that was like the 8 o'clock kickoff, and the Real Madrid Shakhtar was the early kickoff. My Rain Man.
That's some absolute ball knowledge there. Like
I might be totally wrong as well. Someone fact check me. Comment it if I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. 5-0 away. There you go. Right. I think they'll do better away. Just off previous what we've seen from them. I think we've just jumped right into Real Madrid Shakhtar here, which is fine. I mean, Rodrigo looks absolutely great. Vinicius missed some howling chances, but I'm happy because obviously I benched him. I chose to bench him, and I'm a bit gutted about it.
And looking at the stats, Real Madrid had 36 shots.
But I think we've got to look at the quality of those shots because Shakhtar were just so many
14 on target.
And ultimately, they also scored, which kind of isn't a surprise when Courtois isn't there, like we said. Courtois not there. And Shakhtar aren't terrible going forward. They're a good counter-attacking team. So I still don't know if I'd go with... I mean, if they're a Tuesday night team, I'll probably go with the Real Madrid defender because I can punt it on Limitless. Why not? But I think if I wasn't, then I wouldn't be bothered about them. And I don't think I'd be bothered about them again until Courtois is back, for sure. Lopetegui sacked, Sampaoli. I have a feeling that second one is maybe just a request to the Sevilla board. I don't know if that's been confirmed. But yeah, I mean, he had to go. Sevilla will go on to that game, Dortmund. Sevilla are awful. Absolutely awful.
So poor.
We could see it coming from a mile away. Again, the players that we're talking about, Julian Brandt in the goals, Bellingham, goals, assists.
Guerrero.
You're just like, the issue we have is we can only pick 15 players. If we could pick 30, can you imagine? You'd probably get 29 out of 30 hits.
Yeah, 100%. I think we're like with this game, it showed that Dortmund almost let it slip again, but they held strong in the end as well. But well done to this person, 1,312th in the world.
Well done, 108 on Limitless. Well done, cracking effort. I was going to say something. Oh, Moukoko, we have to call out Moukoko. Had a bit of a in the first half an hour, and then he's ended up, I think, with 2 assists. But I think one of them counts as an assist because he had the shot and had it in, he's tapped it in. And then I think he had another one later on. So both Steve Bird and Arctic FPL Daniel, if you're watching, they will both be absolutely delighted because they are 2 massive Moukoko fanboys. And it's sort of a name that's been on everyone's radar for a little while now. So it's nice that he's sort of gelling in there. But everyone on his team was shouting at him at one point for botching a few things up. Dortmund are looking good, though. They still don't look strong at the back. And they're playing against a bad team. Moving forward, are you planning on... Oh, I was sleeping on Bellingham.
Yeah, I would say so because he's had a really, really good competition so far with his goal and he got the assist, player of the match, and then like kind of looking at his previous performances as well, so far 11 points, 9 points, 10 points, so 10 points a game at 7.3 million. I think he is that 100%. And I think Man City will be rotated. And then you've got Copenhagen last game. I think he's someone who we should potentially really, really consider.
I don't disagree with anything that you just said there. Nathan, anyone? Did any of you have anyone from this game? The Dortmund Sevilla game?
Guerrero.
No, I didn't.
Guerrero, that was it. He didn't keep it clean, did he? He just got a... But, I mean, he got a goal. So, was he finish on 8 points?
Yeah.
9 points? 8 points?
8, I think.
Can't complain about that for a 4.5 million defender.
Exactly.
Can't complain with that at all. I know it's annoying I know it's really annoying. Not as annoying as Cancelo getting brought off after 58 minutes.
For a child.
Pretty annoying. Did anyone have any? What players did we have from Man City? What were the players that we had?
Haaland
Cancelo and Haaland.
Cancelo.
So we've all had Cancelo and Haaland, no one else. Did Nathan, who was your captain?
Sané.
Did he keep Sané?
Yep.
So we all kept Sané, didn't move him. That turned out to be the correct decision entirely. I'm not going to lie. When that second one went in, it was squeaky bum time.
Yeah, I was starting to think he's going to get a hat in the first half.
I'm hacking myself. And the thing is, that own goal, do you know what it's
so
like?
Close to Haaland.
Second deflection. If it didn't take that, he's tapping that in.
Yeah. There was the one he absolutely smashed at the keeper as well. I think it was about the 20th minute or something. He absolutely hammered one at the keeper. I was like, that could have easily just flew in. The amount of power that was behind it. There was just, he's that good. He doesn't need to touch the ball that many times. We've said it before. I think they said by second goal he'd had about 9 touches.
Yeah, it was 8. It was 8 touches. He scored his second goal on his 8th touch.
His first shot on target was a goal as well. Like his shot.
He's now scored 1% of all of Man City's goals in the Premier League and Champions League history.
Absolutely insane, man.
How many games? Has he played 12 games or something?
I don't know, but BT was showing a stat of like the players that have scored how many goals, like so many goals in their first season, and like Eto'o was top on 30, was in 78 games. Haaland's already on like 20 something nearly for all competitions, and it was getting so close to him actually beating it.
He's
and then he added 2 tonight to say he's smashing that and carrying on.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's an absolute freak of nature.
I think it helps the team he's got around him. Like he's got players that are playing his way.
Yeah, they're all just feeding him, especially after Phil Foden didn't pass it to him in that game.
Damn,
he got
Phil.
hooked up after half time. Like, they all know what they're doing. Pass it to Haaland. But look what happens. Gets goals.
Exactly.
Gets goals.
I will say though, from that game, Cole Palmer had a very good second half.
Yeah, it was good.
He looked very dangerous.
Aaron, let's put you out your misery, mate. Milan fan. Absolutely abysmal. We kind of said that this is a really depleted Milan team. Great time to play them. But that still might feel a little embarrassing. How do you feel after it, mate?
I think it was just from what I saw on the show, it was, I think the thing that triggered me the most was when you get like Steve McManaman and these people who have not watched a game outside of English football just come out with these narratives, just like AC Milan, fallen giants. Yeah, they might have won the Italian league last year, but that's the Italian league. And you're like, shut up. You've not paid attention to any of the Italian teams over the last few years. Like, you are stealing a living. Like, all of these pundits that were coming out with this kind of rubbish are just stealing a living. I want to know how, like, I wish I could almost be like a fly on the wall and know how much work they actually have to put into it. Because it's just absolute stealing it. And the annoying thing is that they're getting paid so much that the cost of like BT Sports, Sky Sports, all these things are going up and up and up because we're paying for these guys' salaries and they're doing no work to compensate. It's really, really annoying.
The best one was his comments on Rafael Leao. He goes, this was the game he could show us how good he really was. It's like, mate, you're working for the channel that show most of AC Milan's games. Like, they're on TV a lot. Maybe watch them.
Also, you can't, it's one game and they were properly depleted.
Exactly.
They had chances. Ben Chilwell in the second half, first half, made an unbelievable block. It was brilliant. I thought you just blazed it over the bar, but you had.
Yeah, I thought he missed an absolute sitter.
So it could have been a difference. Very well done to Chelsea, and Aubameyang another goal. He's sneaking in. Aubameyang is going to get goals. He is, whether we like it or not. He is just a goal scorer. Like I don't know if he's worth his prices on these games because I still don't feel like he's going to be banging in hat-tricks unless he's playing against total dross. But he's just a finisher, and you'll get one a game.
I transferred him out.
But did you not transfer him out last week?
No, that was but that was on a limitless, and then obviously I've wildcarded this week.
Yeah, so you didn't really transfer him out, did you?
Yeah, I might bring him back in if I need to.
Did you have any other Chelsea players in your limitless? Reece James, perhaps. Oh my god!
I didn't bring any Chelsea players in actually.
Aaron, did you on your limitless? Reece James, by any chance? What are you doing?
Someone's actually just said there as well. Did we all overlook Reece James? I think me and Aaron did.
Well, no, I think a lot of people did. Like so many people looked at this fixture and were just like, "We want nothing to do with this fixture."
I think going off Chelsea's form of late, picking a
they're
Chelsea
still unproven under Graham Potter, so we didn't know what the team would look like.
Exactly.
And it's a Wednesday fixture. Why you're not taking punts on Wednesdays?
Take punts on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays off a punt? I can't take like anything from my own team because obviously I wildcarded last week. My team is for the next 4 weeks, so yeah, Reece James had a worldie tonight, but like anyone can have a worldie, and that's fine, and he deserved it. I still don't think many. It's hard to say, you don't expect Reece James to score and get an assist, but I still would have expected Milan to have scored, and then nearly did. It's one of those things. If you've got Reece James and you've got all his points, you absolutely deserve them, and well done, because he has been, as a player, great still, I think, for Chelsea.
Will Milan have players back for the next game?
Struggle at the minute, and he's obviously suffering. And Ben Chilwell, by the way, every time he plays, they look miles better. Like, if he's going to play, James is a much better option. Sorry, Nathan, I've interrupted about 8 things you were trying to say there.
Will Milan have players back for the next game? Just thinking, like, would it be harder for Chelsea away at obviously the San Siro?
Aaron?
I think we know that some injuries, like some of these players are returning next week. Like Theo is going to be back in training tomorrow, but I still don't think that they're going to make a massive difference.
Yeah,
I think they're still too far gone. I just think AC Milan are really unfortunate. The amount of injuries that they got on international duty and just the timing all at once. I think Chelsea will win again.
Interested. Did you have any AC Milan players just before we move on?
No.
Yeah, neither did I.
This fixture was too punty for Limitless.
Yeah.
Too punty for a Wednesday.
Too punty for a Wednesday. We've got the Juventus versus, and I'd like to stress this, Maccabi Haifa. I don't know where this Maccabi Haifa nonsense is coming from.
Maccabi.
Oh my God, it just gives me the ick. Anything else you want wrong, but Maccabi. The little things.
It's the little things, isn't it, Dan?
It's just the little
things.
Juventus 3-1. Aaron, come on, Mr. Seria, talk to us about this.
I mean, good goals by Rabiot.
His first one was a belter. Actually, to be fair, both were belters, weren't they?
Yeah.
In their own way.
Juventus have missed Di Maria a lot because he got a goal. No, he got an assist on his debut, then got a red card, and then came back, got an assist, but then was injured, and then he's only just now coming back now to full fitness. So yeah, I think he's averaging pretty much an assist every game, which is what they need to do to get Vlahovic going. But Kostic obviously not getting anything but a clean sheet, but thankfully he was substituted off before Maccabi Haifa scored, so no complaints here. I just think that Maccabi Haifa look really dangerous, and it's going to be really interesting when it goes back to is it Israel?
I think so. Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting when it goes back to there, especially because Juventus have AC Milan this weekend.
Ooh.
Kostic owners delighted he got subbed off. He did a Ronaldo, got subbed off before
Absolutely
they
brilliant.
conceded. So well done. I love the jam. Absolutely love the jam. And again, I've seen some people complaining that the Danilo clean sheet got wiped out. What are you doing? It's like, said so loudly. It's just Kostic or no one at the back.
Yeah.
If you wanted to make a case for getting Szczesny on a limitless, then there's a case to be made there because you probably want to triple up on Juve. Even then, they love conceding.
I'm looking at Di Maria, maybe.
How much is he? Does anyone know?
No idea.
9, I think.
Oh.
But Chiesa back in training as well. I don't think he'll be ready for next week, but potentially the last 2 games, if we even want Juventus by that point.
For Benfica.
Benfica.
Yeah, no.
You probably don't, but that'll be huge. Because that's the thing, though. If it finishes as a draw again, I think Juventus are level on points with them both. So It makes it interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be. This is going to be a good group for targeting
to avoid rotation.
That aren't going to be rotated. Because I think this is going to go to the very death in terms of first place and second place. It all depends on the PSG Benfica game, but like there's still some good picks. Like you wouldn't bet against Vlahovic in games, really. Obviously, I think the last game was going to be PSG versus Juve, because we all look at Matchday 6 and are petrified, aren't we? So there's going to be a point where I think we need to move away from Manchester City players and Bayern Munich players because they just aren't going to play. And we're just petrified every 45 minutes. Obviously, for Tuesdays, it's fine. But as soon as they start popping up on Wednesdays, it's just the Haaland situation. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. I was actually hoping that he just wasn't going to play.
The group's probably to look at. You're looking at H.
Name a team from each group. 7.4. Thanks, Abdul.
Abdul, you said like 10 minutes ago you were going to bed.
Abdul loves
to sleep.
Yours blames his kids.
Go to bed.
Go to sleep. Nonsense. You're an addict, Abdul. The first step is to admit that you have a problem, and you have a fantasy problem.
Now go to bed.
Bloody dopamine whore.
He's probably getting told off for laughing at us now.
His
wife came through.
Who love that?
He's like secretly watching it in bed. He's just laughing.
Yeah.
The more she tells him to shut up, the more he's laughing.
Hi, Abdul's wife.
Watch it. He's stop watching.
Oh, I am in bed.
He's been kicked out now.
Yeah, it's be on the sofa in no time. Let's wrap this. We don't have any other. Do you have any other games to talk about? Is there anyone that's played tonight that you went? Well, Daniel, you've not mentioned them.
No, I think we just need to review our teams. To be honest.
Yeah.
There just wasn't as much drama tonight, was there? We haven't really talked about Benfica PSG. Messi scored a goal. Yay. It looked pretty drab. It looked very intense.
That was one thing that was funny about watching the goals show was Julien Laurens being a massive Paris Saint-Germain fan, absolutely fuming that they were taking too long on the ball. And he's like, what you doing? That was pretty fun to watch.
Fannying? Did he keep on saying? Fannying around?
Kept fannying around with the ball.
What did he said? He said that, didn't he? Fannying around. But I'm trying to say fanny like 9 times in a row. I was like, what?
BT are just sat there like, stop.
See, just check the rankings. Green arrow from 9.5k to 305. Get in, Harry. Harry, can you do me a favour? Because I'm on my phone at the minute. Can you check my ranking for me if you're watching and just post it? Because I record on my phone, so I'll go blank screen and it doesn't really show properly. If you could have a look, or if anyone else can have a look and tell me what my rank is, that'd be lovely. So let's go around and see how many points everyone got. Nathan, you're the guest this evening. Why don't you tell us in song?
No.
How many points? Did you see limitless this week?
No, wild card.
Or normal wild card?
Yeah.
How many points did you get this week? And I want you to sing.
I'm not singing.
You can just a little tune.
I got 80.
So disappointing, you. 80. Not in the 80 points. It's the fact that you couldn't even give a melody to the 80.
There's no need for it. I'm quite disappointed with the 80, to be honest.
Yeah, you're disappointed with that?
Because overall, I've gone down. I've gone up in England, and I've gone up in the Rangers League.
That all that matters for
Top
someone
80.
that's born and bred on the streets of Glasgow like yourself. Obviously, it's
almost a crime to say them 2 leagues back to back. They'll be like,
yes,
Rangers League in England. What? Kick him out.
Yeah. Your next door neighbours aren't going to be very happy with you, Nathan.
Nah, they never are.
The boys down the pub ripping you out, you English scumbag. Aaron, how are you looking?
I got 102 points.
Oh, yes. Look, Limitless wild card, 102 points. I
Limitless.
To see.
Mbappe and Benzema were the only people who did not get a return.
Mbappe is one of mine as well. Little git. Can you tell? Oh, what's your rank? What rank you sitting at the minute?
I can't see it at the moment.
Mine's a big number.
It might not have changed.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know if obviously Ari saw his change. Has anyone else commented? Has anyone told me where I am?
No.
I don't
know. I've just clicked on it and it said that you're on 737, but I'm sure that's where you were yesterday.
Yeah, so I had a casual 10,000 rank rise after last night. That isn't going to be the same. So yeah, I think I obviously was 737, but I had a great night last night. Obviously with 74 points, whatever it was.
Yeah, I think you finished on 100 today.
I finished on 100.
Yeah.
Take it, Century Club, and I didn't use a chip. So 100 points without a chip is just mint. And I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, oh, well, I'll take it. We'll move forward on the next one. Nah. You're not getting any.
There's too many people like that in the fantasy community, unfortunately, and it's really annoying.
Yeah. Like, why even play this game?
Gloat about it. I'm disappointed with my 80.
Yeah, like, I would have gloat. Like, if anything, like, I've made up those 20, probably those, at least 10 of those points on everyone that Limitless wildcarded last week. And I've still got my Limitless. And you know what? My Limitless could go horribly wrong. I am a little nervous about it because of how much rotation's happening already. And I do think I need to be picking players like Benzema, Vinicius Jr. because they're going to play 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I hope. Whereas...
30 players because they only need one more win. I mean, to be fair...
You need a point.
A bit of strength because is it a point? Or is that only a point to go through that way?
Madrid. Man City need a point. But it's against Copenhagen. They'll just batter them again.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, they probably won't play their full strength.
Yeah. And if they do, it'll be for like a half.
Whereas I think Real Madrid will... Daniel, your current rank is 1,153. Mint, definitely taking that because that is a 9 and a bit thousand rank rise for the week. Which is right next to where I want to be. And if my Limitless does go well, I'm going to even have to reassess about whether I use it in Matchday 4. Like, it's not something that I want to feel pressured into using. I probably will use it, but I think what I'm going to have to do is sort of just wait, maybe build 2 teams, build a Limitless team, see how it's looking. How do you see updated ranks, points like this still shows in progress? I think it's on the website. I think if you use like a web browser on your laptop, it updates, but the app takes ages.
Mine might not be right then.
I think the points are working fine. It's just the rank rises that are struggling, which is why I think Ari was able to see my rank. But yeah, I made a couple of mistakes myself with that 100. Obviously, I wanted to do Vinicius over Benzema. I bottled it. Not Benzema. Mbappe, I bottled it. So that's obviously had an effect. But I can't, I'm delighted with rising 9,000 places. Obviously, I don't know what your ranks are, so I can't ask how delighted or not delighted you are. Aaron, I imagine you're getting a big fat green arrow of 102 points.
I would hope
you see
so.
102, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, from yesterday's, I went from, what was it? I took a little screenshot. 141,862, and I'm at 14,237 as of before today's games. So, and I still had a few returns. I had Haaland, didn't captain him, but that's all right because Sane got more points.
Yeah.
And Kostic, Cancelo. So other than the Mbappe, Benzema, but the amount of people that also had them was
massively owned. Massive.
Yeah.
Mbappe was 44% owned or something crazy. Let's leave it there. I don't want to go on quite as long as last night's, but thanks so much for jumping on, both of yours as ever. Thank you, everyone that's listened and watched. We are the main event. You can find us on Twitter at UCL Fantasy Pod. Go on our profile. Our link tree is there, where you can find the links to all the podcasts and to our YouTube channel. Nathan, give yourself a little shout out for your massive Twitter fan base up in Glasgow.
Yeah, my massive Twitter fan base. It's in my name at Nathan Bullock 15. Probably find us ranting about something at the weekend.
Yeah, Aaron, did you beat Ari or did Ari beat you?
Ooh,
if he did beat, I don't know how many points he got. I just know how big of a green arrow he got. How many points did you get? Because he's just said good night. I don't know how many points he's got.
Don't leave. Tell her how many you got.
Revenge. But so, did you beat him last time or did he beat you?
I don't remember.
Right there. 108.
Oh, he beat me.
Oh!
Wow!
Oh!
Put shade in your face, then go to bed. Ari, I love it.
He's off the bed.
Proper shithousery. Good old-fashioned shithousery. Big fan. I've got no idea about my head-to-head yet, just because I want to win.
I am bottom of the table with 3 losses.
I won mine.
You won yours? I've got no idea if I won mine.
I was keeping an eye on his team.
I think I was up in Silent Bats this week, and Silent Bats is a good player. So I'll not hold out any hope whatsoever. But good scores all around, I think. Nathan, don't beat yourself up with 80 points. I think that's still a good score. Aaron smashed it. If someone else got 108, they got 108. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Anyway, for the second time, good night, everyone. And we will see you next time for some more previews. Bye now.